guys, welcome back to the Big Sew Along. I'm Jenny, and as always, I thank you very much for choosing to spend a little time with me. Last week we were talking about fall inspiration, and in that video I showed a bunch of different things that have just caught my fancy over the last, I don't know, month or so. And I had some really good sewing pattern suggestions for some of those garments from you guys. I am going to go over a few of them here, but if you're interested, I'll leave a link to last week's video below and just check out the comments because there were a lot of really good pattern suggestions. The first one, I had several suggestions for this sweatshirt here, including a thrift upcycle, which is probably what I'm going to try to do. However, a couple of you also recommended the Closet Core Mile End sweatshirt, and also both the Riley and the Rooney. One of these is sleeveless. I think it's the Riley that's sleeveless, but it's got the same sort of vibe to it, and both of those patterns, sorry, all three of those, the Riley, the Rooney, and the Closet Core Mile End, have multiple variations on them. So those are all good for that look if you're interested. For the pants, of course, I said the Sew Liberated Chanterelle pants, and what I should have said is the Sew Liberated Arthur pants, which one of you did recommend, and I think those are pretty perfect, especially because they do have that a pattern add-on now for the zip front if you don't want the elastic waist. Also, one of you recommended these Just My Luck jeans from Forest and Thread, which I also think are really, really similar to the inspiration photo. I think they're a little slimmer in the hip, but I think they could totally work for that. And then the very last one was for this vest that I talked about last week. One of you recommended something called the Clove vest, which is right here. And that is from a company called Charlotte Emma that I had never heard of before, but I do think that is a pretty spot on pattern for that vest if you're interested in doing that. And again, that pattern has multiple options for lengths and necklines and stuff like that. So that's it for last week. Today we are going to talk about my new Japanese sewing books. I have 3 of them to share with you. If you are not into working with Japanese sewing books or Japanese sewing patterns, stick with me, because as we go through these, I will point out some things that you can look for in other sewing patterns, so you can get these looks. A lot of times I buy these Japanese sewing books more for inspiration than anything. I do sometimes trace out the patterns, especially I believe like Nanny Iro pattern books are the ones that I've traced out the most. And that's because I've really been unable to find anything like those patterns anywhere else. But with a lot of these Japanese books, and these 3 in particular, a lot of the styles are actually just really basic, very simple shapes that you can find in other patterns. It's just a question of how you put them together and what kinds of fabrics you use. So stick around. This may turn out just to be another inspiration video. All right, so here we go, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, so the first thing we're going to start with is this magazine or book called Bon Bon. And mostly what I love about this is most of the designs in this are really simple. I'm just really into the way that they style these, and there are a few other things in this book that I really like, and I'll show you as I go through. I don't speak or read Japanese, but from what I can tell from looking through this is a couple, and they work on these collections together, and I believe that they have more than one book. I believe they have a couple of others. So this is the first one I've ever got from Bon Bon. This is the first garment over here on the left. I'm not going to go over the men's garments because they're mostly shirts. Plus, I think there are a couple of jackets, but and I'm just going to go through a few. So anyways, just so you can see, this is the style on the left, and I hope you'll excuse my poor photography on the right. It's really hard for me to take pictures of these books and have them come out well, but you can see from this line drawing that this is a pretty basic shape. So it's a fitted sort of shell top with a gathered sort of skirt bodice. So something like the So Liberated Hinterlands, or the the Merchant and Mills, gosh, what is that one called? There's a Merchant and Mills one too that's pretty similar to this. Can't remember the name now, but if I think of it, I'll pop it in here. Okay, the next picture is, again, it's another really basic sort of dress, and you can see it's a shirtwaist with a band collar, slightly flared, gathered sleeves, and again, slightly gathered skirt portion. I really love the way they have styled this, though. I love the black, white, and red, and I do really like this dress. This is the same dress, just shown a different way and on a different body. I do also really like this as an overshirt. I think that's really cute. But this is a pretty basic style that I'm pretty sure you can find in a lot of other places also. Okay, third is, this is another really basic shape. It's a V-neck sort of tank dress. It does have a separate skirt portion. And it looks to me like the skirt is darted at the waist. This dress is, again, a pretty basic shape. The front is one piece. The back has a top and a bottom, and the bottom is gathered only on the back piece. It also has a stand-up collar, which I think is really cute. Again, probably, if there isn't something exactly like this, I'm guessing it's something that wouldn't be too hard to hack. And this one, I love this. This reminds me, well, there are a number of dresses that are exactly like this. It's a really basic shirtwaist dress with a really cute little fold-over collar. It does have some gathers or pleats around the waist, and it buttons all the way up the front. I do really love this with her little black socks and white shoes. This is one of the things that I really liked most about this book is they give you these sort of layouts of different styling ideas and the pieces that they put together to make them. And all of the pieces that they show here are in this book. I'm just showing you a few of them. This is another sort of version of the same thing where they just show you like a look put together, like the pieces that they put together to make a look. If you really like these guys and you're not keen on purchasing one of their books, you will probably want to check out their Instagram. This is a few pictures from their Instagram. You can see they're very colorful, very fun, and really, if you make your own clothes, I think these sort of photographs are just really inspirational. So I'll be sure to link their Instagram below. This next one is called it's part of the Heartwarming Life series, the Ultimate Simple Sewing Book. And let's see if I can find the designer on this one. I can, but it is in Japanese, which it would be because it's a Japanese book. This is the front cover. One of the things I really like about this one is that at the very front it has a page of photos of people in the garments that are in this book, so garments that they made themselves and sent photos in, and I really like that. Most of the looks in this book, again, are pretty simple shapes that you can find in other places if you're interested. Here on the left-hand side is a really cute pair of pants. Again, these kind of remind me of the Chanterelles from So Liberated, just a little bit shorter. Or also, I think maybe the panel pants from the Sewing Workshop could give you a similar look as well. I really love this sort of band-collared wide shirt with a little short placket on the right. And the pants on that side are just like a slightly cropped, slightly wide leg pant. But I do really like both of these looks. This dress here is the cover look, and I'm pretty sure I have this exact pattern somewhere, so I probably won't trace this out, but it looks an awful lot like the, gosh, there are a couple of Tina Gibbons patterns you could use for something like this. One of them I think is called the Portia, or also the Tropical Research what is it called? Big shirt. One of the tropical research dresses looks an awful lot like an awful lot like this too. This is the same dress. I just wanted to show you how they changed it up a little bit by doing this, what's it called? Color blocking on the left, and then on the right is just another version of the same dress. This dress I love, and I probably will trace this dress out. I'm almost sure that there's a Tina Givens pattern that's very similar to this. I love this. I don't always go for this stand-up collar, so maybe, maybe not. I do particularly like it in this finished garment on the left. I think it's really super cute. I think maybe the Tina Givens Chanterelle maybe is sort of like this, only it doesn't have that collar. It actually is, it's got a very similar look, but I know that the Chanterelle has different style lines on the actual pattern. So anyways, okay. Next up is this one, which looks almost like a lab coat in the picture on the left. But if you look at the line drawings on the right, you will see that it actually has some inseam pockets at the on the front here, which I think is really cool. My next book is another book from Yoko Saito, and I don't know what this one is called, if it even has a particular name, but Yoko Saito is actually known mostly for her quilting patterns and her bag patterns, and she has a few of these books that have bags or accessories as well as clothes in them. This is the second one of hers that I've had. As all of her books, there are bags in this, and this is just one of them. This is just my favorite one. I think this is the cutest bag ever and would be a really fun way to use up some scraps. Here's just a picture of the actual line drawing so you can see what the actual bag looks like. I don't know that I know of any other patterns like exactly like this, but this is, as with all Yoko Saito patterns, this is a pretty basic garment. The garment that she's showing here is this overshirt. It looks like it has a little collar, but that is actually something underneath this. But I do like the way she has it shown here with two different looks. This is the same shirt, and as you can see from the line drawing on the right, it's, again, a really basic shape. It is a raglan sleeve, gathered neck, gathered cuff dress, not terribly oversized. I do really love this sort of style, and I especially like the way she has it layered in this book. This is another one that I've seen in other places. It really looks almost like a slip. If you guys remember from way back, I made a slip from the, what's it called? Zero Waste Sewing book, the Brigitte Helmerston Zero Waste Sewing book. I've talked about that before. Also, it almost looks exactly like this. You would but this is oversized, so she could wear it over something else. Again, not a particularly difficult pattern. You could even use a camisole or something you already have and add the skirt. It's really just oversized so that she can wear, like I said, so she can wear something under it. And I think this is the last piece. I don't know that I know of a different pattern that's exactly like this, so I probably will trace this one out because I think it's really cool. It looks like it's a single layer. It's not lined or anything. It does not have any closures. I won't be doing this now, but I think it would be really cool for the spring to do this in like a lightweight, even like a lightweight raincoat fabric or something. I like this hood and I like the big patch pockets. Yeah, and I think it's really cool. All right, so that is a quick rundown of my most recent Japanese sewing books. I will leave links to these books to the place where I got them on Etsy. It's a store called Pomodoro 24, I believe is the name of it. I've ordered from her multiple times. In fact, that's where I get most of my Japanese sewing books. I've been ordering from her for literally years. she does ship really quickly. Shipping, of course, is expensive, so if you're thinking about buying any of these Japanese books, in my opinion, it's best to buy 2 or 3 because the shipping isn't any more expensive than if you buy 1. And that way the books themselves are not actually that expensive. Also, there are many Japanese bookstores across the country or across the world, so those may be places where you can find these things. Again, if you're not really that into getting the books themselves, I did put a link down below for the Bonpon people's Instagram, so you can follow them. I love just looking at their Instagram because I think that their colors and everything are just really inspirational. I think that is it for me this week. I am working on a sewing project. It's been a couple of weeks. I took some time off of actually sewing to sort of collect my thoughts. I have a lot of clothes because I sew a lot, and a couple of times a year I feel like I just need to take a break from making things and reassess what it is I really want. I can't say what I really need because I honestly don't need any clothes. I have plenty of clothes. But I do need to focus on things that I really want as opposed to things that I think would be just fun to make. Anyways, so I am working on a shirt dress that I've been wanting to make for ages. It is actually from a different Japanese sewing book, not one of them that we talked about today. I'm also hoping to get a little printing or painting done on it. In any case, I am working on that next week, and I hope to have something to show you next week. Until then, I wish you all happy sewing.